Hello and welcome to Jabberjaw. I'm your host, Jessica Dawson Collier, and with me, as always, is Tyson Wheeler Dinas and Matthew David Smith. Guys, welcome. Pew
Hello.
pew.
Howdy.
Pew,
Howdy.
pew,
And a howdy
pew,
to
pew, pew.
you.
Howdy to you.
Pew. Pew pew. We look so normal as opposed to the last time.
I know, when we were so outrageous. Outrageous.
Yes.
So
They
outrageous.
didn't know what
Oh
to
my
do
god.
with us. They were, and then I just vanished during the last half of the show, apparently, which was, I just turned into a ghost, and I don't know. That's what happened. So
That is exactly what happened.
it would not have been an accurate 100th episode without some sort of clusterfuck.
You were
Absolutely.
exercised from
Yeah.
the
So
podcast. Yes.
it feels it's an honor and a privilege that I could be that clusterfuck for that episode. So
Right.
apologies.
Cluster fest, Matt.
Clusterfest. Oh my god. Oh
But,
yes.
Oh, I love
That
it.
is your word, Tyson.
it's
Clusterfuck is your word. You earned it, sir. You earned it.
yeah, that is true.
Very few people earn their curse. You earned your curse. So.
The president of our company one time pulled me aside months after that happened. I'm just gonna briefly say this. Matt and I were both working for the same company. He was in Indiana. I was in Kansas. I went there to help them out to do some stuff with drafting. It was budget bill, if I remember correctly.
I think
And
that's correct. Yeah.
and so I got this whole thing like before we had our first meeting with Diane, who was kind of the bane of my wife's existence and some of everyone else's existence to a certain extent. And anyway, Matt's wonderful friend Adam, who was an amazing guy, he was telling me, he's like, the thing you're here now for, we're gonna get this fixed. It's gonna, it's broken. It's
Mhm.
blah 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 blah. So we're in the meeting. They're doing updates. Matt just tosses out an amazing joke. Everyone laughs. I'm like, oh, this is a good room. It's hot. This is a good room. And and so so I go, well, I'm here and I'm gonna help with the with the budget bill because apparently it's a clusterfest. Crickets. And then Diane, she's like, yeah, well, I helped design the way that works right now. It's not great.
Oh.
And
Yes.
I
It
go,
was.
oh.
This is Tyson's grand debut, mind you. This is his he's here to fix our problems, and
Whoops.
yeah.
Oh,
That was the ribbon cutting ceremony of
Oh,
the
wow.
introduction. Yeah.
oh,
Well done.
yeah. It was a good debut. I was like, ooh, this room is not as hot as I thought it was. And then,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
so that was
Yeah.
awful. And then
What's a day?
what I was gonna say was so like later in the week, Matt's kind of boss, Jeff or whatever, he's like, I like you. I'm not gonna tell your boss what you said. He's like, I'm gonna have to tell him you said something, but I'm not gonna tell you what I said. I'm like, why don't you just not say anything at all? That'd be great. We're here at Chick-fil-A in the mall, just hanging out as dudes, bros. Like let's not do that. And he's like, yeah, no, you're a very funny guy, and you work really hard. And blah blah. It's really nice. Anyway, about 6 months later, I'm in the office in Kansas, and John, the president of the company, he just turns to me and he goes, I know you said something bad in Indiana. He's like, they wouldn't tell me what it was. And I'm
Oh
like,
shit.
and I'm like,
Which leaves so much open to the imagination, right? It's almost worse. It's absolutely worse. It's like.
and I just looked at him. I
I
said,
would have died right there.
I said, I made a mistake. I did, but I worked really hard. And he's like, well, they won't tell me. He won't tell me what it was. I'm like, well, you probably don't care.
It's because they
That's
respected
hilarious.
you, Tyson. You should have known that.
It's not enough to know.
They weren't going to breach confidence, so
Nope.
you might have said something, but they trusted you. Which
And
says,
I will say that I did steal that word clusterfest. The first person I ever saw use it was John Flansburgh from They Might Be Giants. Anyway, let's get to the
That's
the
going
meat.
on a shirt eventually.
Let's get to the meat of
let's get to
The
the
meat.
meat.
The meatiness of the show.
We've all had big weeks.
We've all had big weeks.
We were-
Tice,
yeah.
what was big about your week?
I want to go last because mine's gonna ramble on because I did a lot of stuff this week. So Matt, what did you do?
Smith,
I can go first. We had a pretty casual weekend. We went to flag football games. It was Leo and Sam's last flag football game, and so we went to that on Saturday. which
Aw.
flag football is just hilarious to watch. They're like 5 and 8 years old, and it's just like because it's football. Like it's no less exciting than the NFL, possibly more so sometimes, because you just don't know what the hell is going to happen. Like how often does the quarterback run the wrong way in the NFL? Not very often. That's why flag football is hysterical. And yeah, and like I didn't know this, but like it's apparently like the league that they're in is like officially like NFL sanctioned, and so like they actually have like
Mhm.
NFL team names, and like they've got the official flag puller set, which I never played flag. This was not a thing when I was a child. Soccer was the latest and greatest sport innovation when I was a small one. But no, that was really fun. And Sunday we just watched the Colts beat the Patriots in
Yeah, how
Germany,
about that?
which
Oh, that was
are
good.
their
That was
Sam and
good.
Sam and Leo's father, Steve, was there in Germany for the game, and I was hearing rumors. I don't know if it actually will happen or not, but I was hearing sort of meanderings that like Belichick might get cut if he lost this game. Because did you hear some of this?
Yeah,
Oh,
no, like yeah,
I
like
didn't
this,
hear that.
I saw it because I apparently I canceled our like free little thing that we got. We had it for a month and I canceled it, even though I paid for a month. Smart move,
Well
consumer.
done.
Like
Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
Gotta
chief.
make sure they prorate that shit, Tyson. Come on, man.
I know, right? Anyway, so Beth tried to watch it Sunday morning. She's like, it didn't work. She's like, it's gone. And I was like, ooh, sorry. But I saw a series of shots of Belichick's face on the sideline during the game.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit. I
Ah,
Googled it.
Oh,
you have
yeah.
to.
Producers.
It is
Yeah.
Oh,
it is gorgeous.
that's going to be his like in memoriam is like those sideline shots because he goes like through all like 7 stages like just it's phenomenally. Oh, so I almost did feel kind of bad for the dude. Like I like he just not
Well,
but
I
not
mean,
this.
so they're not gonna fire him, but what they will do is they're gonna, what I think, and I read a few articles about it. They're gonna give him a GM, which if people don't know, that's a general manager who actually a lot of the times has at least a 50% say in what goes on with the football team. He has never had that since he started winning Super Bowls. So I think
Oh
Mhm.
now they're gonna have. I mean, maybe not fire him. Maybe he'll quit. I don't know. I mean, God knows he could quit. He's what, the third most winning coach. Like he can just walk away.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, just imagining his grumpy ass like just every day not doing football. I mean, I have no idea. I mean, I've never seen him smile. Maybe once.
I haven't either. I think it's when he was embracing Tom Brady. Maybe that was like one of them. Yeah.
Come back,
I don't.
Tom.
I mean, I don't really want to see the fail, the failure end though, because like the Schadenfreude from like the Patriots failing,
Oh
like
yeah.
has to have like the biggest
For
impact
sure.
of like globally of anything. Like
Yeah.
everybody
Yeah.
feels
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
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 So like I kind of want him to keep up the losing. And
Actually, that was a pretty. I watched them. It was a pretty terrible game, but they still won. And
well, the Colts really don't have a quarterback,
I
so like
know
when they win a game, it's like they win without a quarterback. It's
they have two
yeah,
great running backs.
they do.
They
They do.
do. They
There's no
do.
way to get
Yeah.
it to them. Yeah. Uh, yeah. Yeah, no, it was a good game.
A win is a
We
win.
enjoy. Well, win is definitely a
Yeah, I'll
win.
win. That's right.
10-6 or whatever the hell it
No,
was at the
it
end.
was
But
it was
yeah.
it was
Oh my God.
16-12, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh shit.
Those
Okay.
poor fucking Germans. They're like, I thought they scored a little more than football, but apparently not. American football 34. No, no, it was. But anyway,
Can we talk a
uh,
little bit about? I don't know. Is that the first Germany game that you watched this year?
that is yes. Now is
Okay.
this this is like the second or third year they've done? How long have they done
This is
this?
like maybe
That's what I was curious
this is the
about.
third or fourth year that they've done it, but usually they just do one game. This year they did four. Um, but it's interesting, and I remember one time I was watching it. It was a night game, which I have no idea how that works now because that would have been like 2 o'clock in the morning, Germany. It must not have been a night game. Anyway, makes no sense. But they do this thing where all the Germans sing "Rocky Mountain High" by Bob Denver, or no, "Take Me Home, Country Roads." Did you
Really?
see? Did you
Oh
see them sing that?
no, I
It's
assumed it would have.
nuts. Like everybody stands up and all these Germans sing Bob Denver, and it's crazy. And I saw him do it. They cut to it in the Chiefs game, and I was like, oh wow, they're still doing it. Apparently, they do it at every game. So
that would be like American football fans breaking out into 99 Luftballons, which
Yeah,
is just
exactly.
like
Oh, well,
that's
yeah,
very strange. Yeah, that's
a little bit.
It is. It is. I'm sure if you Google it, you can see it. It's fascinating. Yeah, it's like
oh.
they're just all in it. So
No, we heard. I think we heard back, and apparently, and I don't know if this is privileged information, but you know what? I'm going to go for it.
for it.
That they had over 1 million ticket requests for 44,000
Whoa.
44,000 seats, not free tickets, mind you. 1 million
Wow.
inquiries for 44,000 seats. So
Now
they
that's
That's amazing.
might just move the NFL to Germany for I mean, that's incredible,
Yeah.
right? Like that.
half
They've
the
gotta
stadium.
be, yeah, the wheels are turning.
They
What if
are
we do
there.
half the season over there? Yeah, that's interesting.
That
Yeah.
is definitely a Jabberjaw breaking news thing because
Breaking
that's insider
rumor,
information.
rumor,
That
rumor,
is.
Yeah. Yeah.
rumor. I think from a
Yes.
Don't
legal
worry.
perspective,
Don't
that's a rumor.
worry. Covering his ass already. It's amazing.
Uh-huh.
uh, so Dawson, how was your weekend? You had some stuff
Weekend
going
was
on.
good. What did we do? So, we went to Fort Collins to celebrate our 7th, wedding anniversary. So that was super fun. Thank you, thank you. We what did we do? We stayed at this old hotel. So, like, I have this thing now with our anniversaries where I just want to stay at haunted hotels in like the general vicinity of where we live in Colorado. So like last year we went to Cheyenne, Wyoming. We stayed at this crazy haunted hotel. Like shit went down. I
Yeah.
think I talked about it on the show. It was super
Episode
fun.
42. Fantastic. Great. It's really good.
Thanks,
The
guys.
recall on that guy. Yeah.
So this year I was like, okay, we got to stay at another haunted hotel. So I found this. Well, some friends of ours live in Fort Collins, and they told us about two hotels, and one is right downtown in Fort Collins called the Armstrong. But they had just renovated it, so like you walk in and it's just like bougie all over the place. Like I was like, oh man, fucking this isn't gonna be haunted. And it wasn't. Like it just felt great. Like it felt fine. The walls were paper thin. You could tell it was an old hotel, but that was about it. So, but it was nice. So we got there, we chilled out, got ready, and then we went out to get some drinks at this brewery called the Gilded Goat. And it was actually very good. If you're ever in Fort Collins, I highly recommend it. I had like a jalapeno lime lager, and it was delicious. And keep thinking about it.
I've
But
had
yeah,
one.
we had a great,
I've had one of those. That's pretty good. It's weird, isn't it?
very
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
And
had like
I
a really
had
good
it.
peppery taste, and then
Yeah.
the lime kind of helped with that. Yeah, it
I
was
actually
delicious.
had it in Colorado, so maybe it was the same. Anyway, yeah, it was good though.
Was
You
it
should try it.
Gilded Goat,
I
Tice?
it
Was it
might
one
have
of
been
theirs?
it might have been because I mean I've never seen another jalapeno infused lager, but it was good. It
See,
was
they don't make a lot of them. And
yeah.
like Pueblo in Colorado, like they do a lot of chili beer, but not jalapeno beer. So I was like all about it. But yeah, we went there, and then we went to this restaurant called Little, which is really like in this residential area. They basically took a house and turned it into a restaurant. But it's all farm to table, delicious. The whole meal was fucking amazing. I had duck, and it came with Beth will like this. This is really for Beth right now. It had an apple puree at the bottom of this crispy ass beautiful duck, mushrooms, this wonderful jus all over it. Like it had bamboo rice, which I've never had, which is like green rice. It was amazing. And Jonas had very good lamb. Yeah, we just had a really good time. And then we went back to the hotel bar, and our friends met us there. And our friend Robbie, he's like a distributor of all sorts of spirits in the area, and so everybody knows him. So we got a
Drug
bunch of
dealer.
free shots. Well, it kind of felt that way. They were like, try this, try that. So I had like this Gruyere like cheese gin, which
Oh
I've
wow.
never had in my life, which sounds really weird, but it was delicious. I had this cocktail that this bartender mixed, and yeah, it was lovely. Like we got super drunk, had a million cocktails. I loved it. It was great. It was a great 7th anniversary. I can't
Uh,
believe it's been 7 years.
I
But
can't
yeah,
believe it either because
yeah.
we were there. I remember
Yeah.
it. It was
We were
yeah,
there. We had
yeah.
a lot of
Wow.
queso. We
Where
had a lot of the taco bar that night, and
We
then
did. We
nights
did.
later, the next night, I guess. Yeah,
where were
good
you
times.
7 years ago? Yeah.
Yeah, I
But
promised myself I would buy myself a Smeg refrigerator, and it's been 7 years, and I've not bought
yes, get
myself.
on
I
that.
wanted one of those goddamn Smeg refrigerators because they were just
I
adorable.
know.
They
You
are.
and
Oh,
like 5 other friends kept talking about it like it
oh,
was the tits.
yeah,
And so, yeah, you got to get on that, buddy.
yeah. You know, still have.
Time's a
It's
ticking.
good to have still, dreams. Unresolved dreams.
Oh, I
Let's see
love
it in
it.
another 7 years.
In another 7 years.
And another 7 years.
Uh But oh, I was gonna say, and you guys know this, but I just wanted to plug myself. I finally got Wordle on one.
Yeah.
So yay,
Oh,
fucking
Oh,
did it.
hey,
now, what
very
was the
nice.
word? Because I think you did the night before, and I forgot the word. What was the word?
So the word, I have 3 words that I recycle. Like I literally just go in this little loop. So it's meant, it was MEANT. And I literally like was gonna go with tacos, which is my second favorite, obviously. But then I just went with mint last night at 10:30 and got it. And Jonas had already
Uh,
gone to bed, so I like blasted through our bedroom door, and I was like, "Oh my god, I got Wordle on one!" And then I felt like a crazy old person. He was like, he's still on his phone. He's like, "Great job!" laughing his ass off. I was so happy. It's the little things, guys, little things.
no, that's
But
that's amazing. Yeah.
yeah,
It is.
I was really pumped.
I
Yeah.
seriously am gonna quit as soon as if my word comes up.
No, you're not. Tice, don't quit. Come on.
Don't quit. Don't
Go
stop.
for all the ones.
I don't know.
I semi-retired several months ago because you guys just thoroughly kicked my asses. I'm not
It's
good.
not your
But
game,
Smith,
Matt.
you,
It's not
it
your game.
I
is,
think
yeah.
I think I get too mad at it. Like I think
You
I
get
just like
pissed
it's like
off, yeah.
yeah,
You're
like
getting very
the
agitated.
hurdles. I'm just like I'm a moron, or like, but that when the wordle just makes you just sit there and suffer and God, you're. No, I do like the times we've been playing. What's the New York Times?
Oh yeah, whatever that is. The 4 matching words.
The
Yes,
connections, which Smith, you
connections.
told
Which
us about that, I
yeah,
feel
which
like.
I heard about
Yeah.
that a couple of months ago. We've been playing that pretty regularly every day. So if the folks have not heard of connections, it's basically it can be frustrating as hell too. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, like because
Hell
it is
fucking yeah.
it is it's 16 words that fit into 4 categories
And
somehow.
and it's tricky. They don't make it
It
easy.
It
is
is tricky, and they
right?
screw with you. Yeah.
Like you're lucky if one of them is like sort of obvious right off the bat. It really is. What's the deduction? Like that's the only way you can kind of arrive at it is sort of removing the options that. But anyway, it's a brain teaser. I'll tell you what. And,
Keeping that dementia away, you know what I'm saying?
absolutely, we are. Yes.
Actually, Beth told me this really. So one day they had like 4. They had the words up, and then 2 of the words together were Monty and Python, and that got stuck in my head forever. I was like, "Oh, is there a Monty Python thing?" There wasn't, but it
No,
was
of
just, but that's how
course
they
not.
set it up. So she did. She gave
Bastards.
Beth gave me a really good tip. She said before you even look at the words, hit reshuffle, and then that way.
Oh,
Oh, that is a good idea.
They
that's
set
a
Kind of.
really good idea.
Yeah,
set
because
those
you're
words up.
preconceived. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
right.
absolutely.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah,
And they
that's a
can
good
actually
idea.
arrange those words to screw with you. So if you hit shuffle right away, then anything that they've done to fuck with you is
You
at
know,
least random.
the assholes at the New York Times have been pulling this shit for years,
Bastards.
and
Yeah, they have. Yeah,
The
they have.
oh,
great
thank
lady.
you, Beth. Thank you, Beth, for finally calling them out on this
Gabby. Gabby.
9/11 and this, Tyson. God damn it! Like that's weapons of mass destruction, and this is what the New York Times lied to us about.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ah.
Who doesn't trust Colin Powell? Come on.
that's right. Oh man, God. I know.
It's tough.
Man should have been president.
He
Man
should have been.
should have been president,
Should have
but
been.
nope.
Should have been. Nope. Yep. America, we suck. Yeah.
Well, congratulations, Dawson.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
I may very well quit.
Thanks,
that.
guys.
I will
Yeah.
certainly change my start word when that happens.
Hey, now I gotta think of another third word. So my other word is weird, which I keep thinking might be coming up. So we'll see. We'll see.
Queso would be a good replacement.
Yeah.
Ooh, thank you.
It's
God,
got
I'm
3
hungry.
vowels in it.
Yeah,
God, I'm hungry.
it's fucking great.
Wow. More Pat Sajak is screaming. Yeah. Not for free.
I have been watching a lot of Wheel of Fortune lately while I've been cooking. It's that and Jeopardy. I'm like, I just need it on in the background. I need to have my mind thinking of something.
Do you know my great cousin was on Wheel of Fortune in like 1988,
Mm.
and
What?
he won. He won. He
Smith.
actually went to the whatever got to spin the big wheel. I think I
The
don't
big
know what
wheel,
are they?
yeah.
The big wheel,
Yeah.
yeah. And
Yeah.
yeah, and he won. He guessed this was a long time. And I remember being so pissed at him because he had the option between $25,000 and a brand new Ferrari Testarossa, which
Oh,
was
he
worth
took the grand.
way more money than the $25,000, and he chose the. And so now that $25,000 is worth well, not as much. Anyway, but that's
God,
my
that's a
story. Yes, so
huge mistake.
it was.
Holy
Well,
shit.
but as my father, but my dad, very practical. It's weird that I still remember this. My dad said, "Well, I didn't want to pay the taxes."
That's exactly right. He doesn't want to pay the taxes. If you get the
Fair.
cash settlement, you don't have to pay the taxes. My favorite
Yeah,
thing
Fair.
on Wheel of Fortune ever is they always had, and I used to watch it religiously in the '80s. Is they always had two ceramic dogs that matched each other. I don't know if no one remembers this, but they had two ceramic dogs, and they were $350. And I loved it because people would be like, "I'll take I'll take those blinds." I'll take those dogs, I guess. I'm like, what are you gonna do with those fucking dogs? It's like, and then they'd be like, yeah. And my favorite would be like somebody would pick something and be like, I'll take that microwave and the rest on a gift certificate. And I always wondered if the gift certificate was like some like low end like fucking store, like that was like it's past its prime, and all they had were ceramic dogs there, and then you just had to get
it'd been like a service merchandise.
yes,
Yeah,
exactly, like
Yeah, something
awards,
like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like $50. Yeah, go
those
nuts,
Go nuts.
go nuts.
uh,
You're a winner. Go nuts.
uh,
That's fun.
That's a weird thing that we'll never my grandmother that was her dream was to go on not Wheel of Fortune but Price is Right.
Price is
oh,
right.
but
My
yeah.
grandma too.
never got to do it, but she wanted to do that was
Does
her
she have a
dream
little
was to go.
crush on Bob?
No, I'm
I
not
think my
sure.
grandma did.
It's
She just thought he was so funny and like
it's
so
not
handsome.
hard to imagine. I
Uh,
think I might have had a little thing
I
for
mean,
Bob for a
Loved
bit.
Bob. I was
Yeah,
like, he's
no,
funny as hell.
I
I'd
saw
love
yeah.
to just hang out with him, win
I,
some cash,
I,
prizes, all of it.
Sally and Dustin went to Prices Right. They were in the audience, and
Oh, did they really? I didn't
yeah,
realize that.
That's so fun.
I said, well, I was like, I just got this thing. I get, when I watch Bob Barker, he seems like a genuinely mean guy.
Yeah, I like that.
And I know nobody gets that, but like that's how I always thought that he was just kind of. And then I also, the stories about him like having affairs with the man was a tripod. He could have been a porn star. Uh,
He did happen to die before Me Too happened, I think, which was probably
yeah,
fairly convenient on his behalf.
The
But
man was a tripod?
I
yeah.
don't
For
know what
real?
that meant, so you're gonna have to explain.
Oh no,
Uh,
I mean, I saw him get interviewed on KTLA, which is the local station in LA, and they
Uh-huh.
said that he was either gonna do Prices Right or be a porn star. So when I
Wait,
say
what?
Yeah, so when I say tripod, you can
Wow.
extrapolate from there what I was saying.
All
Anyway,
right.
and
oh,
he had many affairs with many.
Wait, no,
sorry.
I need Tyson to explain it more.
Oh yeah, no, I think we're
Still
yeah.
If
not
you if
understanding.
you're gonna
Without
use
FCC regulation.
yeah, so if you're
Uh,
gonna if you need to really learn how to use an f stop, it's really important to have the proper tool. No, I don't know enough about photography to make a better joke. Anyway,
oh my
f
God.
stop is as good as I can get.
God,
Um,
That's fine. That's fine.
yeah. Anyway,
oh,
but see, he's
I
got
did not know that. I learned something new every
I
day.
didn't
Way to go,
either.
Bob.
But
Yeah.
he had successive relationships and affairs with many of the women on his show, and many
Well,
of them
of
quit, and,
course.
and many of them quit and sued him and blah blah blah. I mean, he,
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
So I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
fuck.
So I mean,
Yeah.
well, no, it's fine. I mean, like he's on like there is like every other thing. There's a Roku channel that just plays Bob Barker Price is Right 24/7. You can watch 30 years of it. You
Oh,
can watch it,
shit.
and
Yeah.
it's to be fair, like I don't watch it for Bob. I watch it for these people that are just
I watch it
genuinely.
for Plinko. Not
So
gonna lie.
Plinko and the
Plinko
sound
is
effects, and
yeah.
Yeah.
I like the guy that goes up the mountain, the Alpine.
I do too. What
Oh
is that?
yeah, that is a
What
good
game
one.
is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love
Is
that.
Alpine Climber
Well, I think
or
it's something like Alpine or Alpine
yeah.
Yeah.
Climber, or
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
but I like the
I like
music.
that one. Yeah, the car one, like where you have to arrange
Oh,
like the five digits of the car was
yeah,
always
Yep.
my like 'cause
that's a
that
good
was
one.
so like, oh, you got to know your stuff.
There's an excellent documentary about a guy who basically has Asperger's, and he would remember the price. I can't
Yep.
remember what it's called. You've seen it, Matt, right? It
I
was a
haven't seen it.
Oh,
What
it's
is
it's
it
so
called?
good. Hold on, I'm gonna
it
check with
is
my interns.
it's
Producers, get
Well,
off your
Tyson
ass.
Tyson talks about it.
it is really interesting because this guy, he was like, well, the prices keep coming up the same, like whether it was a couch or whether it was rice roni, which was on there constantly,
Uh-huh.
or whatever. And he started to make like a spreadsheet, and then he went in the audience, and when people were bidding, he would yell out the exact price, and
Yeah,
sometimes people would
No
actually bid on it,
shit.
yeah,
and they would win all the time. So like they're like,
Wow.
so yeah,
yeah.
so
It's
I'm not gonna.
the name of the name of the documentary is called Perfect Bid. It came out in
Okay.
2017. It's only about an hour and 12
Yeah,
minutes.
it's not
The
long.
contestant who knew too much. It's on the cock for those subscribers, and
Excellent.
Very nice.
it's really good,
One of
really
my
good.
favorite streaming stations.
It's
Excellent. All right.
there's actually before I forget, I don't
Streaming
know. I'm
sensations.
not gonna take time to look it up. But there's also another one about the what was the one where the whammy like the
Oh yeah,
uh
Oh,
double, no,
uh
not double dare. Although that would be a
God
great
dang it.
fight.
that's a whole other
Isn't
segment.
Elizabeth Banks the host of the new one now?
Oh,
Oh,
double whammy thing.
Yeah,
oh,
the
what?
whammy. What the fuck?
I'm so ashamed of my memory right
Me
now.
too. Like no,
Producers.
well, because no one remembers anything. It's just they just remember no
Right.
whammy, no whammy, no whammy. You know,
Press your luck.
press your luck.
Was it?
Press your
Yeah,
luck.
right? Okay,
Yes.
yes.
So there was another. I'm just gonna go ahead and look it up because I've wasted all of your time. Press your luck. There was another dude who, if you like that documentary,
Oh
this
god.
guy figured out basically that Michael Larson was his name, and the name of the documentary is Big Bucks, the Press Your Luck scandal,
Oh
from
shit.
2003. And
I haven't seen that
basically,
actually.
And
he
either.
like lost his job, and he was just like in his house, and he just watched like the game show every day. And after days and days and days, he realized that like it wasn't actually truly random. Like you remember how the
Yeah.
things would move around the board. He realized that there were like 16 patterns,
I
and
knew
so
it.
he got on
We
the
were fucking
show,
talking about
and
that.
it's a great story because like they're filming and he keeps winning, and they're like, what the fuck do we do? Because like it never worked that way before. Like there were 12 like
Yeah.
two 12-minute segments, and he just kept winning. And so it actually really interesting story. The guy was nuts. He wound up like hiding all his like winnings in his house, which got stolen. It's this whole
Oh.
other, like side story, but anyway,
Oh,
really, yeah,
I need
really.
to watch this. That
Anyway,
is cool.
lot of
All
game
right.
show scandals.
What
It's
was
a
the name of that?
whole.
Sorry, one more time.
It is Press Your Luck, Big Bucks, the Press Your Luck scandal,
Big buck.
and
All
it
right.
is
Yeah.
available on. I'm pretty sure it's on YouTube. Um, yeah, pretty sure it's on YouTube.
Okay. Yeah, I'll watch it. I want to have a lot of downtime, so I'll watch it. That sounds good.
That was good. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
I
a.
feel like I'm out of docs, so I'm gonna go down this rabbit hole of game show
Yeah, you know what?
debacles.
There has been like kind of a drought of like really good documentaries in the last couple of
A
years.
little
Like,
bit.
do you feel like that? Like, it just doesn't seem like there's been anything that's really grabbed
Although
my.
I was going to tell you guys, the Albert Brooks documentary is now on the Max. It
Okay, I
came
need to
out,
watch that. I
so
saw
we're
that.
watching
Yeah.
that tonight, and we'll report back next
Okay,
time
that
we
could
podcast.
you.
But
I may stand corrected because I've heard that's very good.
Smith,
So yeah,
there's no way it is not going to be good.
I
It,
know
like
that's
Yeah.
fine.
the whole
That's true.
trailer,
Yeah.
I was just buzzing. He's
I mean,
just sitting
Oh,
there
yeah.
with Rob Reiner, and he's like, "Why didn't we do this earlier?" And I'm like,
Oh,
"Fuck yeah!" Albert Brooks is like one of the most amazing people on the planet.
yeah.
I read
Yeah.
that I think I plugged the show. It was a book about comedians, and his dad was a famous comedian, and
Was
his
he really?
yeah, and his brother was a famous comedian too. He was Super Dave Osborne,
Okay, I
Bob
think I did.
Einstein.
Yes, that's right.
So
Yep.
That was his brother.
that's his brother.
I guess
Yeah,
I forgot that. They do look kind of alike. Like
They
now
look
that
a
I think
little,
about it, like,
yeah,
and
yeah.
his dad, like he was this comedian, and they did a roast for him. And at that roast, he got up and said his thing, and he sat down and died at the roast.
oh no
Oh,
way!
it's
Like one of the old school like Friars roasts.
yeah, yeah.
Like
Yeah,
Oh
and I mean,
wow.
it is a
He
crazy
sat down
place.
and died right
Yeah,
there?
yeah, like he had a heart attack. They brought in, I mean,
Holy shit.
and he was dead before they got him out of that place. But
Oh
he got up
Whoa.
and did his bit, which was amazing. Like that was the last thing he did.
wow. I
What
will
a
have to
way
look
to
that up.
go.
That
That's
is yeah,
kinda
no
yeah,
kidding.
badass,
Super
Yeah.
actually.
impressive, yeah. And actually, his
Yeah.
dad's career was really interesting, and I'm not getting into it, but
Interesting.
I'm sure they'll cover it in the thing. But anyway,
Alright,
uh,
that's our homework for the next time we
That is we
podcast to
will yeah,
watch
we'll
that
do
doc,
that. Let's
because
yep,
all
we'll
3
do
of
that.
us will love it.
okay.
Agreed.
Speaking
Interesting.
of comedians, so Beth and I had our 10th anniversary this week. Yeah,
Yay!
yeah, and that was
A
fun, and
decade.
a decade,
Amazing.
a decade of magic and mystery, and environmental disasters, and some surgery.
Some
And,
surgeries and,
uh,
yeah.
but we went and ate at Lydia's, which is kind of a famous place, and
How was your meal, Tice? Beth sent me a picture of hers and it looked amazing.
so they do this thing called a pasta trio. So you can either for $36, $37 you can get a salad, pasta trio, as much as you can eat. It's pasta, so you can't eat so much of it, and
Ugh,
then and
no.
then and then a dessert, $37, which is amazing. Each one of these plates usually
It's
costs
pretty
like
damn good, yeah.
25. Yeah, so they had three pastas. They had a rigatoni, like a beef. I'm gonna screw it all up. I'm just gonna say my favorite one was it was basically thicker spaghetti. It has a name. I don't know. I can't keep track of these crazy Italians. Um, and it's a thicker pasta. It was perfectly al dente, and it had olive oil, garlic, some what do you call that stuff? A little bit of mint and peppercini. So it had a little bit of bite
Ooh,
and
I
shrimp
like
and
that. And
perfectly
some shrimp?
perfectly cooked shrimp. And it was I
Ooh.
the guy was pouring it in because they just bring it out like in the pan that it's cooked in, and
Uh-huh.
they're like, they're like, this is off the pan. How much do you want? And I was like, give me all of that because that's going to be my favorite. I can already tell. 'Cause- and
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
and I ate as much as I could before my face started being mad at me. And so I know that's confusing. Anyway, if I eat too many carbs, my face starts to get angry and it starts to tingle, and I don't like it. It's a weird
Is
thing.
it a gluten thing more than a carb thing?
It's a carb thing. It's absolutely a
Oh,
carb thing
okay.
Hmm.
because we eat wheat pasta at home. Doesn't happen. Uh,
Interesting. Okay.
yeah, I don't know. That's still dubious about the science, but I stand behind it. Anyway, those independent science, discoveries that I
Your goddamn made up medical ailments, Tyson.
no,
Jesus
I
Christ.
know. It's like that in my fucking juggler's lament elbow, like, oh, so sad. Um, but anyway, it's a good one. I have been waiting. That's
That
been
is a good one.
waiting for that one for a long time. I haven't been able to use it ever. Anyway, but yeah, so we ate there, and that was great. And then we went and saw John Cleese speak and talk
Yeah.
about, and his daughter was with him, and it was just a great show. Um, his daughter is very funny. She came out. She did 10 minutes of stand up, kind of warm the crowd
Nice.
up.
That's cool.
Yeah, and she was very funny, and she mostly made fun of her. Well, she did about 8 minutes of dating and being tall and all that stuff, and then she did because she's quite tall, and then she did a lot of stuff about making fun of her father, who's on his fourth marriage, and
Oh, Jesus.
her mother-in-law is actually younger than she is. And she's like, she looks just like
Oh,
me, but with
John.
bigger boobs, which I thought was pretty funny. And yeah, and so anyway, so she came out, and then he came out, and he kind of like talked, and he kind of talked about theories of comedy. It was very interesting, and then he did this thing where he's like, what we're really missing now is that we're missing racist jokes. He's like, racial jokes have gone out of whatever, and he's like, there's a difference between hurtful racist jokes and fun poking at racist jokes. And
Mhm.
so, of course, he started with the Italians, the Germans, like very European centric, right?
Right.
And then got
Safe. Safe
yeah,
racism.
very yeah,
Yes.
like no, it wasn't about like black people or like
Right.
although but he did get into like the Middle East, and he got into Canada and America, and did some really, and he did Jewish jokes. He did some amazing Jewish jokes. Um, you want to hear my favorite Jewish joke that he said? It was very funny.
Yeah,
Uh,
of course.
um, he said a Jewish mom and her son. is they're out on the beach at the Canary Islands, and she's looking out on the water, and this huge wave comes coming into town, and it just crashes down on her son and drags him back into the ocean. And she looks at him, she goes, God, why? God, why did you take my son? Please bring him back. And this huge wave builds back up, and it comes back, dumps the kid off, and the wave goes back, and the kid stands up, and she looks up at the sky, and she goes, he was wearing a hat. So, like, I mean, if that gives you, I mean,
Yeah.
nothing terrible. Like the easy jokes, right? Like, like funny, but not, you know,
No,
Yes,
yeah,
those
yes.
yeah,
are that's a good one.
yeah. And so he did, and he showed some clips from Python. He talked about, all that
Cool.
stuff. Yeah, it was really fun. It was really good. If you have the means or the opportunity to see him, probably my favorite part of actually the whole night was he was talking about being married 4 times, and he was talking about Michael Palin's wife who just died like 4 months ago, and he was, really liked her and blah blah blah. And he's like,
Mhm.
well, why would you get married? Like, and you guys don't know this. Obviously, Dawson doesn't know this because the way she reacted. But every time he gets divorced, he has no prenup, so they just bleed him dry. So he has like 3 alimony payments that he has to pay for.
Good God,
Which is
John.
which
What
is
the
what and so he was talking.
fucking A, bro.
He was talking about, like, he's like, what do you do when you wake up to the next woman you've been with the next 60 years? He's like, oh, hello, have we met? Like, tell me about yourself. He's like, what are you talking about? And he's like, why would you even want to not be married to somebody? And his daughter just looks at her and she goes, so you can retire, so you don't have to make money anymore.
Oh, I love her. I'm looking her up right now.
She
That's
was,
awesome.
yeah, I laughed. And then, she would, and they had this thing where you could write questions, and the audience could write questions, and then they would, like, read them on stage, and he would answer them. And, like, the second question she asked, I don't remember what it was, but he started talking off, and she just goes into the microphone because he can't hear anything. He goes, she goes, he doesn't remember the question. so so she
Wow.
stops him, and then she leans over, and you can see, she's like, and he's like, oh, right. And he did that twice. He forgot the question completely, and she's like, I mean, she just made fun of him. So it was fun. Yeah, it was really good. And then, it's been a year, so I got my first ketamine treatment on Friday, which was not great, and then I got another one today, which was amazing. And for those of you who don't know or don't remember or whatever, I take ketamine treatments once a year. I take two once a year because it really helps me. I think if we could afford it, Beth would have me go every month. She just enjoys my company so much more after I've had a ketamine treatment. But anyway, like today, I had a really bad trip on Friday. I had some issues working through. Beth and I had a really long year, and I was focused. I was worried about her dying and all this stuff. It was real bad,
Mhm.
and so it wasn't fun. It wasn't a fun thing. But I still felt better afterwards. It was, it's like therapeutic therapy that you're working out in your mind yourself. Like,
Right.
so you're
Right.
going through. So today, when I did it, it was I was just in a good mood, and I was thinking about my sister and how much I love her, and my parents and how much I love them, and I was kind of doing that. And then I was listening to a playlist of Guided by Voices song from the golden era, of what I consider a golden era. When I actually made this playlist last year for this particular reason. Anyway, I started singing during the trip. Now, I'm not sure how loud I was singing. I couldn't have been very loud, but what I was finding was when I was singing, my whole body was reverberating and tingling, and it felt so amazing. Like, and so I was singing along, and then I was like, this is really going on a long time because I can kind of tell by how many songs I listened to. It's supposed to last about an hour. They were giving me more ketamine because they were listening to me sing, and I was playing drums with my feet and my hands, and I was doing all this stuff. They couldn't hear what I was listening to, and yeah, so I'm pretty sure they, put another quarter in me so they could watch, and enjoy the weirdness that was going on with my head.
It's like go back to that place,
Yeah,
right? Like that's
yeah.
that's
Well,
incredible.
and at the very end, the guy, the doctor, he was like, "You gifted us with something. It was very unusual." And he's like, he's like, you clearly love music, and I was like, I do love music, and he's like,
Oh,
you guys were you
That's
were
cool.
That is
So anyway, so it was a really nice experience
good.
today. So, and and I was it was important to do it because a Wednesday I have to go and get a redo on my back surgery. So we might not be back. You guys don't do it without me, but you could. I mean, you could just play clips from my older episodes of me
I've actually
incoherently.
I've taken the time to clone your voice, Tyson. So we're
Yeah.
just going to rely
Excellent.
on
With
AI Tyson
AI,
while you're,
we're on
yeah,
top of it.
yeah.
We've got a plan.
Why does he keep talking about milk duds? So like anyway, like so anyway, it might be a couple of weeks before I'm ready to go again for another one of
Well, we
these.
wish you the quickest
Yes.
recovery humanly
Godspeed.
possible.
Super
Yes.
excited. I haven't talked to my doctor at all. I will meet with him 2 hours before surgery when he tells
Jesus.
me exactly what he's gonna do. Differently or the same. I called when they called and they were like, "Do you want to set up a follow up appointment?" Like, yeah. I was like, "But I don't know what you guys are doing," like, and they're like, "Oh no." They called and they said we're going to do a redo, which is not a medical term. Redo is
It's
not
not,
something you
that's what I'm
teach.
saying. Explain the
Yeah.
redo part.
That sounds
Yeah.
like some CYA on their end. Like, yeah, we're just gonna try that thing
Ah,
again.
That is
Uh,
exactly what they're gonna do, Matt. Like I was like, "What do you mean a redo? Are you gonna put in? Are you gonna shave more? And they're like, "No, we're just gonna redo it, and hopefully it works."
is
Because
that how it appears on the statement? Yeah, it tells me how it appears on the statement. Like
right.
Mulligan, Tyson's back Mulligan. Yeah,
yeah, so, it's the
$37,000. Oh,
as I get older, I guess I'm just gonna have to accept this. It's like, well, they're gonna have to take that left leg. I mean, I'm sorry, they warned you about all those milk duds. So I don't know. Like I have no idea what's like. Anyway, so he will tell us at 10 a.m. Wednesday, and then
wow.
at noon I will be underneath. I told you guys. I'm sure I told you guys. I hope this doesn't happen again because the last time I woke up out of surgery, I was
Mhm.
having this argument with this woman who was waking me up, and I was like, "Well, how many records have you put out?"
Oh,
I
that's
have,
right.
yeah, and
Oh,
so
dear.
I hope to
Yes.
God I don't. That's not going to be a thing, like I hope I don't get into a fucking pissing match about how many
Oh,
fucking.
I am very excited to hear this next story of you coming out of
Yeah, we are
anesthesia. Yeah.
anxiously waiting to follow up.
That is going to be an instant classic. Yeah.
Fingers crossed that doesn't happen. So this is the thing that I'm going to say to everyone that's listening. So my thing that I like more than anything on a day-to-day basis is getting mail. I even like getting bills
You
as a
do love mail.
weird peace of mind. Getting a bill knows that means that you didn't miss paying the bill in this weird way that I've created these things. So anyway, I have this stack of unused postcards. Now, you
Ooh.
guys can see this. There's easily
Oh,
over
wow.
150 postcards here. A lot of them I picked up for free at various places. I mean, just weird shit. Here's a postcard of the water table of
I
Kansas.
need a
Like
fucking screenshot of Smith's
Oh, I like that.
so,
I
and
like that.
here. Wax Museum of the Stars. Where I don't have no idea where
Oh,
I got this.
wow.
Yeah. So
Those,
anyway,
those, those prepaid, or did
no,
you gotta fix the
no,
postage yourself?
some of them I filled out and I never sent. So some people are going to get
Oh,
very confusing postcards. But anyway, my point is, if you write me a letter, it could be a postcard, it could be whatever, but it has to come in the mail. So if
okay.
you do
Uh,
that and include
yeah.
your address, I will write you back because I will not have
Oh,
any
please, people,
mobility.
listeners.
Oh,
So I'm going
oh.
to put that on
This is
Facebook.
quite the opportunity.
Tyson, give me your address. I'm going to put it on 10 postcards. I'm going to put it on 10 helium balloons, and I'm going to release them
Okay,
in the greater central Indiana area. And for the lucky 10 children that find it, they will be able to wish you the best
I'm going to
rehabilitation
stick his
possible.
in bottles and I'm going to throw them in various lakes throughout Colorado.
no.
34 years from now.
I will have Beth. I will have Dawson put the address that I currently live at, and probably will
You should
continue for a
maybe
minute.
get like a PO box,
No, no,
Tice,
no,
for
no,
this.
whatever. I mean, if they come over
You
here
don't
to
care?
visit,
A lot of
anybody comes
crazies, a
over
lot of
here,
crazies
Yeah,
out there,
a lot of
Tyson.
crazies out there,
if somebody
buddy.
comes over here and
Oh,
tries to vandalize the house, I will welcome their company. I'll be like, "Come on in.
yeah,
Let's
well,
watch.
You, you,
Let's,
You heard it here
I
first.
guess so. You
guys, let's
trust
watch.
our listener base a hell of a lot than I do, more than I do. So it would.
You know, these are 6 solid people out there that really are nice.
That's true. You're
You
right.
know, like people
That's
that
true.
I'm not related to.
Our
You
listeners
are
are
You're
the
right. You're right.
best. That's
Yeah.
true.
So
Yes.
anyway, so that's
No.
yeah. So that's
I,
that's what
I trust, the people who listen on
I
the
do
regular.
too. I was
For sure.
kidding.
I know. But I
Even
mean,
the people in Ireland that we're not sure about, I don't know.
yeah. I mean, well, there's a
accustomed.
consistent listener in Ireland. There's somebody that listens every week in London, and not just
I
downloads
think
it,
that might
listen.
be John Hawkins, my buddy.
And there is somebody at like just on the under edge of the ice cream cone that is Africa that listens every week too. Who I have no,
the little tip.
Wow,
I wonder who
South
that
Africa.
is.
I don't know. I mean, but you know, if you look at our if you actually guys look up, you know, like how many things we get listened to, you could there's a map of all the places that download our stuff.
Yeah,
So you
it's
can
kind of
see.
cool,
It is.
actually.
Wow, I should.
It's neat.
Smith, you
Yeah.
should check it out. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's only
Data.
3 places outside the United States, but it's still neat.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
Or
Still,
now, you
a
never
global
know.
reach
That's
is
true.
just,
I haven't looked
Yep.
in maybe 40 episodes, so maybe
Right.
it's changed.
Who knows? Those people could be playing us in stadiums full of
That's
people
true.
that
That's very true.
they're
Never
not.
know.
But
You never know.
I'm
It's
pretty
very
sure.
true. Okay, and I was gonna do this. This is a dumb joke, visual joke. So I want to talk to you guys a little bit about the market price of eggs. Okay, that's it. That's it. All right. That's a visual joke. You'll have to check it out.
You will. Thank
Dear
you for
Lord, I hope I get
doubling
that
our.
screenshot as an option for YouTube. Should we do some headlines, fellas? You ready to do that? All right, let's do it. All right, who's going first? Tyson?
I'll go first, but I haven't heard headlines of the week yet, so I can't technically.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Just do it. Oh, you cut out. I couldn't hear it.
Yeah, you did cut out. It's
That's
like too much
why.
power.
That's why. Okay,
Oh.
so I figured it out. I can't scream into the microphone. It cuts out when it gets too loud.
Oh.
Uh,
So you
Let
have
me
to
try
like
it.
whisper.
What if I back up? Let's try it again.
Yeah,
Here
let's
we
try
go.
that.
All right,
try
all right.
that. Hang on. Yeah, it's close
Did
enough.
you get it?
It was
Okay.
better. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
better.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Maybe I'll just scoot back to the bed every time I do it from now on.
All right, this might. All right.
The production value on this show is through the
Fuck.
roof.
Top
Everybody.
notch, everybody.
Astonishing.
I'm sorry. Oh wait, I'm wearing a fucking headset, so what do I know? Okay, this might be my favorite news or news. This might be my favorite science news of the whole year.
Oh, shit. Okay.
I'm just gonna say
Wow.
Is
this
it is it squid related?
It is not, but it's close.
Oh,
It is
Oh.
all right.
close.
That's fair.
That's a good guess.
That's all right.
Yes. Read me like a book, Matt Smith. New Scientist. This is from New Scientist. Under the under the headlines of news and zoology, starfish are actually flattened heads with no body. So
What?
what they figured out, what they couldn't figure out was what part of the starfish was actually the body part and what part was the head part. Well, they
Okay.
finally figured out that it's all head and no body. So starfishes are just or starfishes are literally just a head and no body, and that's how they evolved to this
That's
point.
awesome.
That's
So
it? Really? Wow.
Isn't that amazing?
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty
Yeah.
cool, actually.
Yeah. Scientists trying to work out where a starfish head is have come to a starting conclusion. It is effectively the whole animal, as well as solving this long-standing mystery. The finding will help us understand how evolution generates the dramatic diversity of all that bullshit. Anyway,
I don't want to get too much in the weeds on the but what do they like? How do they quantify like what is a head? Like is it like a brain that goes like
yeah,
what
like
do
so,
you-
like
Yeah.
all the thinking synapses, because that's basically all starfish are, like all these little weird synapses, and so
right?
they just have evolved to just have the head, and they just kind of move around. Let me
That's
see if I can
interesting.
find something.
That seems efficient.
It does. It's like the Futurama future.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking about. Like the hall of like embalmed heads from Futurama.
Exactly. Exactly.
Well, it's a
Yeah,
starfish.
yeah. So no tail, no body, just a head. Um, so I thought that was
Wow.
really cool.
That is
Also,
really neat.
That is very cool.
I agree with you as well.
thank you, science.
Thank you,
Um,
science.
Science.
this is
Science.
from Complex. And this is a little football love for you guys. I don't know if I sent this to you or not. I hope I didn't because I was hoping to surprise you. Jerry Jones saying winning a championship is, quote, the absolute glory hole, unquote, has football fans cracking jokes.
Ah, Jerry.
Why
It's
would
not
that be, Tyson?
it's not the first time Jones has used the term. In an appearance on 105.3 The Fan in Dallas, the Cowboys head was asked if there was anything he wanted to say to the team's fan. Quote, the rough times that you have with sports, everyone has it. You can't really play unless you have some hard times, he said. Quote, it is the absolute glory hole to have that elusive win to be in the championship.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's like the mustard on his
Wise
tie
words.
that like nobody wants to tell him about. They're just like, I can't tell him that's not how the appropriate use of glory hole.
It's not
That's
the
like they
first
should.
Oh,
It's not the first time Jones has used the term glory hole, much to the amusement of Cowboy fans. It is unclear if the 81-year-old Cowboys president is aware of the connotations evoked by the phrase, as in a hole between public toilet cubicles to facilitate sexual activity, but he keeps using it anyway.
I
Uh,
think it's adorable.
I think
Just
it's
let
great.
him use it.
That's
Yeah.
the appropriate word for it. It's adorable.
No one tell Grandpa that he's fucked up this whole phrase.
It's
Nope.
very cute. It's very cute. Oh, Grandpa.
Oh, Grandpa. You
Oh,
know how you
Grandpa.
like
Oh,
you said like winning a Super Bowl is getting sucked up by a trucker? Yeah, that's fucking great.
Oh, Grandpa. Oh, Grandpa.
he's the best. He's
Oh,
the
he is.
best.
He is.
I just want you
Oh,
to know
wow.
that I just saw this and I have not read this article and I'm not going to read this article, but the
Hmm.
mental image in my brain went from like, normal to puke in about 2.3 seconds. This is from Entertainment Weekly. Chris Christopherson gave Barbara Streisand too many hickeys. All right, that's it. Those are my headlines. I don't want to think about it. I'm not going to read anymore. I don't know.
Oh, damn. So, Tice,
I
you're
mean,
not going to read Bab's
oh,
memoir?
I'm the only person apparently alive that thinks that never has thought that she's attractive. So, and Chris
Oh, I
Christopherson,
do. I think she was gorgeous back in the day.
all women think she was attractive for some reason.
I
Matt,
loved her
did
skills. I
you?
still think she's great. Yeah.
yeah, like I never really thought like she's a very talented singer, but I
Yeah,
didn't think like she was like
no,
Never attracted
no,
to Barbara
not
just,
Streisand.
not
just
like Chris Christopherson
no,
worthy. Fuck no,
no,
like like if I look like Chris
multi
Christopherson,
level of
I mean, to be fair
Kind of
though,
has
I don't.
Bizarro to me.
But
Okay. Right?
I don't know her from her kind of contemporary prime, so I don't really know
Oh, okay.
like.
Okay.
yeah. But
That's kind of fair.
if you saw Funny Girl, Matt, she still wouldn't crack your top 50. I guarantee it.
Okay, well,
Tyson,
I'm just
she's
being
adorable in that movie.
no. I'm just saying, like she does not look. She doesn't meet modern sensibilities for me, and I know my friend. I mean, Matt proved me wrong. Have a wet
All
dream
right,
about.
to each their
well,
own.
no,
Whatever.
I've always just known her as like an older, like just in my life, I've just always thought of her as like an older. So I never really
That's
thought about
fair.
her
Yeah,
in
yeah, yeah.
a funny girl way.
And I'm certainly not gonna think
All
about her
right,
hickeys, and
you are
certainly not.
forgiven.
Or Chris Christoph.
I think it's
Yeah,
great. I
I
can't
do
wait
like.
to
I
read the
just like
memoir.
that beard just getting through, and like yeah, like there's a lot to
Chris
think about there.
Christopherson was a good-looking
he
dude back in
was.
Fuck
the
yeah,
day.
he was.
Good
Oh
for
my
you,
god.
Barbara.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
was.
good for you, Barbara.
I heard a little fun story. I think it was Barbara was talking to Howard Stern, and she was telling him about she's doing all this press for her book or whatever, and she was telling him how she was talking to Siri, and Siri kept saying Barbara Streisand, like she wasn't saying it right.
I
So
I
read
she
about
believe that.
did
this.
you
Yeah.
read about that?
Yeah.
So she
Yeah.
went to like Tim Cook
Yeah.
and said it's Sand, Barbara Streisand, and they fucking fixed it for
Of course
Barbara.
they did.
That's
like the Barbara
I love
Streisand. Like
her.
of
I
course, like
fucking love it. I love that she
I do
complained
too.
about it and got shit done.
I did too.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like celebrity still has the power it deserves. That's what I learned from
It's
that.
the dumbest
If
thing
you
to
want
waste your
shit done,
energy on. Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, I love
But you
that.
know
You
what?
know,
Good on you, Babs. I
that's
love
just
it.
no,
I
it was
love
such a great
you.
story
I'm
too. Like,
into it.
yeah, it was a great story.
And
Great
she
story.
could give the phone number. I mean, so
Yeah,
yeah.
that's exactly. Yep. Oh my god.
uh,
That's it. By the way,
That's it.
that's
Those
it.
were
That's
good,
all.
I
Tice. Those were
drunken
very
ran.
good.
That was it.
Those were excellent. I
They
just
were
had a
all over the place.
they
Hickeys,
were
fucking starfish,
variety,
glory
variety.
hole. Actually, they all kind of had, like some
But
similarities going
just
on. A
ahead,
little, yeah,
just
just a
ahead,
little.
a glory hole, hickeys. Yeah, I guess I could see a throw.
Yes,
I
there was
hadn't,
a
I hadn't thought about it.
Thread there. There's a thread.
There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
we
right.
pride ourselves on that sophomore thread. And I think that's what
Yes.
we've refined
Hey,
that
that's
thread. That is
that's
what we
why
call
I'm here and
Jabberjaw.
given a
Like we're looking.
microphone. Yeah.
Uh, I
Sophomore.
just had a couple. This is from the San Francisco Gate. It's true. People do poop a lot in ride lines at Disneyland, Disneyland and Disney World. There wasn't a whole lot of substance to this article except what it was doing. It was sort of retreading a Reddit post that had like several thousand stories about how often they'd seen just people shitting in the lines at Disney
Oh,
World waiting for a ride.
Ooh.
So yes, magic. Well, Disney, by the
They
way,
don't
is
want to
having
lose
a
their
real
place.
shitty week. Anyway,
Hey.
yeah, they did.
they're oh yeah, they're oh my god, they're all the media. That it wasn't even a meant to be a zinger,
Yeah.
an incidental zinger, as we call them, a freebie, if you will. Yeah, they're having a really bad week. They're just not making any money, and they bought everybody up, and it's just not working out. So
Womp
sorry,
womp.
Bob. But, fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other story I had, this is unconfirmed. Now I have sent you both the evidence to prove this, but my
Okay.
good friend Jesse Shaver sent me that late breaking news late last night. The
Oh, yes, yes,
Wienermobile, as
yes.
I think was reported on Facebook and other media outlets, the Wienermobile was in Hays, Kansas.
Yes, it was,
And there was a
people.
great shot in front of which I thought was brilliant in front of Little Dylan's, which was beautiful. It was like the best
Yes.
place
Yep.
for the Wienermobile to be shot because that is
Yep. It's classic.
it is classic. I hope that's the last thing standing when it all comes down. Is the Little Dylan's. But apparently it was going the wrong way down one of the downtown streets.
This
Maybe like
This picture is awesome, dude. This picture
it's
is
so
awesome.
yeah it's so apparently it got pulled over for doing the wrong way, taking the Wienermobile down the wrong way of a one-way street in Hayes, America. And it's a little bit perfect. Yeah, it's a little bit perfect. So I
Yeah.
don't know how it really should be national news, I think.
Yeah.
But
That is
apparently,
fucking
I
great.
actually Googled this, and apparently the Wienermobile has been involved in several incidents over the years. So, this is not the first time it's been caught going the wrong way down a one-way street. Apparently, it ran into like a tree a couple of years ago. So
What?
Wienermobile's left a little more than you might expect it to be.
You're you're bearing the lead, or shall I say, you're bearing the tip a little bit though. The Wienerbill was going the wrong way up a one-way street,
That is correct.
and then that driver presumably went to a holding cell. I don't know. I don't have to make these jokes for you people.
You don't, but
You
no,
do some of your work. Do the work
they
yourselves.
I know. They write themselves, but like
They really
that's why
do.
we don't like. We're inferring the humor here that the
I
Wienermobile is
like
going down
explaining a joke, though.
a
Hey.
one-way street in Hayes, Kansas, getting pulled over. Like that officer was just like, God damn! Like I have
made it.
arrived.
I hate
have
this.
arrived.
Why did I have to be following this literal dick?
No, I told both of you that I had the privilege several years ago. It was downtown Indy when I was just commuting downtown to work, and I was like directly behind it in traffic, and I was like, kind of like,
Oh, it's
do
so
I rear
cool.
end it? Like, yeah, I can rear end it. Like, I'm insured. Like,
Yeah.
like 15
jealous.
minutes. This is a gateway. But no, I didn't do it. But it was fun. Yeah, for like 3 blocks, and
Oh,
You know
that's
what?
so
That,
cool.
then
that's
he
way cooler.
moved on into the sunset.
That's way cooler than smashing into a cop car. You should have done it.
Way
Tyson,
cooler.
have you done that before?
Whatever. We're talking about wieners going the wrong way up one-way streets. I thought we had whatever. Let's not mess around.
Officially, only in 49 states, not in the state of Florida. Did
Oh
not
yes.
occur in the state of Florida.
Hey now.
I'm sure Ron's all over that shit.
This is for you, Tyson. Oh.
Man,
I mentioned
we
that
double our budget for 101 or what? Holy shit, this is amazing.
I found all these old sound clips, so I was just like, add. Because I was
Absolutely.
getting rid of the Halloween ones from last
Absolutely.
week. So giddy up, guys. It's gonna be fun tonight.
Yeah, so anyway, that was my second headline. Unconfirmed. We're gonna go ahead and call it probable. I think
the picture speaks of
photographic evidence.
I can't wait to post it. It's news.
I'm excited.
Hot goss.
I'm
Hot
excited.
goss.
I did check Hayes post is not on this shit, so I don't know what is something about.
They're slacking.
I mean,
yeah, something
but honestly,
about a bond issue.
I mean, I didn't grow up in town, but when I moved there in college, like, I mean, I went the wrong way out those damn one-way streets down there so many
That's
times.
how they arrest a lot of people for DUIs, to be honest.
I'm just an idiot, right? You know,
a good friend of mine, a listener of the podcast, I remember, if I'm remembering, he got pulled over while, as a middle schooler for riding his bike the wrong way. No shit. I'm 95% sure that I remember this story that Ryan told me that he got pulled over by a Hayes cop. Yeah.
Wow.
No. We'll do it. We'll do a whole deep dive on the Hayes PD.
God, I love our hometown. It's so great. Yeah.
I miss it.
Yeah, I know. I can't wait for Christmas.
Me too.
Dun, 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 dun.
You even need sound clips, Tice? Just fucking do it for us.
I've been singing all day.
Yeah, it's awesome. Are those your headlines?
Those are my headlines, yeah.
Those are good. All right.
There were a lot of scary, terrible shit happened, but I don't like talking about it. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
We're getting that everywhere else, so let's.
Yep.
We want to stay positive.
Keep it light.
Absolutely.
So I've got a couple. These are kind of old, but I still found them kind of hilarious. So this is from one of my favorites, the New York Post. Honor student loses scholarship after homecoming when twerking video surfaces. It felt like my life was over.
Aww.
Oh.
I actually feel really bad for this girl.
I'm just going to say it's an early nominee for headline of the year right there.
Yeah,
I love that headline.
It really is. It happened to this 17-year-old Louisiana high school student with a 4.2 grade point average, as the article says. I'm like, what?
They didn't do that bullshit when we were in high school. No, that didn't happen. No, you got a plus. It didn't mean shit. Just mean your teacher liked you.
102%.
Absolutely not. Whatever, the kids these days. But her name's Kaylee Timoney, and she just was involved with everything. She went to a private event. Her mom was at this event. The DJ took a video. It circulated. She was twerking in it, I guess. I have not seen the video. I'm not even going to look for the video because it's not even worth it. They took away her scholarship. She's no longer in the honor society. It's just a bunch of shit. And she looks like the sweetest girl, to be honest. And her mom is pissed. I mean, she is in mama bear mode. Smarty little pants. What the fuck are they thinking? I feel bad. But anyway, they've started making t-shirts like the community has. And one of the t-shirts says, "Let the girl dance." I'm with "Let the girl dance" because you know what? One of my best friends, my other best friend, Charlotte, her girls who are 7 and 5, they twerk all the time. They visited this summer. They were twerking outside. I was like, whatever. It's a dance move. Who cares? Let the twerks happen.
Yeah, those flappers were doing their own shit back in the day. I mean, it's the same shit, doing the Lindy Hop.
Well, yeah, whatever. It's the modern day version of that. or something. Anyway, I found that to be kind of delightful and sad.
Ridiculous.
Give her back her scholarship. Stupid.
Seriously.
Yeah. So the other one I had, this kind of seemed fitting given Tyson and I just celebrated wedding anniversaries. Husband forgets his wife after roadside toilet break and drives off for 100 miles believing she was asleep in the back seat, forcing her to walk 13 miles to find help in Thailand.
Ugh.
Yeah, this was from the Daily Mail in the UK. Apparently, this guy, they pulled over on the side of the road in the middle of the night because he needed a bathroom break. She decided she wanted a bathroom break too. He got done pissing, got back in the car, left her for 100 freaking miles. Thought she was sleeping in the back seat.
Now, where
She
would
had to walk 13 miles to find a police station at 5 a.m. And it was just, I was like, how are they still married? Like, what the fuck happened?
Dude's probably just dropping a hint. Like that's my guess. Yeah, not any more complicated than that. He's just like, oh,
Well, that's funny, Smith, because like the way that it ends, this was my favorite part. The couple have been married for 27 years and have a 26-year-old son.
Are they? Are they okay? They weren't tourists though, right? They were.
No, they weren't tourists,
okay.
but I mean, they were visiting her family.
Well, no, I mean, I
So,
would imagine like a tourist doing that. You know, in Thailand, you end up in jail or something. You know, it's
Right.
weird shit.
yeah,
Or
thankfully, I
sex
mean,
ring
he
or
was
some
like
shit.
familiar
Oh yeah,
with
you
the
don't.
area, but I mean, they were in the fucking jungle. Like, come on, bro.
That's
Yeah.
true.
That
Yeah,
is not okay.
that's true.
So,
I mean, a child is one thing, but forgetting about your wife,
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
yeah,
completely
you were
different level of
sleeping in
irresponsibility.
separate bedrooms at that point. So,
More than likely.
anyway, yeah, found that to be hilarious.
That
That's
could
very
never
good.
happen. That could never happen to me because after like 5 miles of someone being like, "Turn the radio down," if I didn't hear that, I know something was wrong. So I'd be like, "Something. I lost my wife. Somewhere. Got to go back." So
Oh, take my wife, please. Yeah.
Never had a moment. Like we're just Jonas and I have like he drives, I do the navigation and like run the audiobooks or like the podcasts. Like I'm the DJ and he's doing the hard work.
yeah, it's a division of labor, right? Yeah,
It's a division of labor. Yeah.
Yeah, we split up the driving. Do you guys split up the driving, Tyson, when
we
you're
do.
taking a
Yeah,
little road trip?
we do,
Yeah.
we do.
That's good.
I don't. She can drive a lot longer than I can. I'm about 8 hours.
Kathy can too. Kathy can drive for days and days and days. I'm like after
I
like
can't
5
do
hours, I'm
that.
such a
Yeah.
wuss. I'm just like, oh,
Yeah.
I need a break.
Take it. Yeah. Yeah.
I know. I need a Lunchable and I need to stop. I need a bathroom break.
Give me my ham and cheese. Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
this crazy like thing, imagining our significant others having their own podcast. What they would talk about.
Oh, that's a terrifying alternate reality, Tyson.
Sounds awful, Tyson.
Shut it down. Shut it down, Tyson. All right. So,
Nope.
Wow. Mind blown. Yeah, I don't know.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
No, thank you. No.
That is it. Those are the headlines. Do you guys want to do some plugs?
Certainly.
Sure.
Excellent.
You, the ice cream manufacturer. You, the frozen food distributor. And you, the food retailer. Stand today in the midst of a selling revolution. For today, you're in a merchandising era of self-service, where display and accessibility are the key to successful merchandising. Yes, today's problem is merchandising. To sell in high volume for high profits, frozen products are impulse items, and impulse buying is primarily an emotional decision.
Okay, so I guess I have a couple. I was looking around the room trying to figure out what I could plug. So
Right in front of you the whole time.
cyclobenzene. It's so good. No,
Hey.
yeah, really takes that edge off. So Boy Genius put out an EP called The Rest this week.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah, and so it's the last 4 major tracks that they did during the recording session.
Fuck yeah.
For the record. So and they
That's
were
a
on
cool
Saturday.
cover.
It is a cool cover, and it's from and they were on Saturday Night Live last night, and I did not see them, but we will be watching them tonight. They did 2 songs, and so I'm very excited.
I'm very excited about one of those songs. It's probably the best live performance I've seen of. I'm just gonna say it's Satanist. It's very good.
Oh yeah, I saw they did that.
That's a guy.
I'm excited.
Oh my god,
That's the one
they
I've
fucking
heard. Yeah, good.
shred. I mean, shred hard. It was dope. Yeah, I'm super excited for you guys to watch it.
I'm very excited. And so there's this other there's a line of records that's put out by the Omni Corporation in Australia. I've picked up a few of these. They put out these kind of remastered country music songs of American country music artists, and
Hmm.
this one's called Nashville Gold,
Oh, it's a
and
fun cover.
it actually has a bunch of regional performers that had regional television shows where they had their own personal yeehaws, like yeehaws, hee haw. Sorry, they
Yeah.
had their own personal
Hee
yeehaws.
haw.
Yeah. So they do
Local
yeah,
public
like local,
access hee haw.
yeah, like they had and they were mostly just little bit, they had maybe they weren't broadcast outside of Georgia, but people would watch it, and some of the shows went on for years and years and years, and there's some really Porter Wagner, the Stonemans, Roger Miller, Dolly Parton, some different stuff, but there's a song in here called Yakety Moog, which is a fascinating song because it's about a country western guy who was also really into computers, and he installed a Moog at this Southern University, and
Oh
he
wow.
put out a country Moog record. And
No way.
one of
Okay.
the songs
All
is
right.
called Yakety Moog. His name is here. For those people curious about his name, I'm gonna make sure I don't screw this up. His name is Gil Tryhar, and his Yakety Moog. Gil, so TryThall.
Holy shit.
Gil
Oh yeah.
Trythall,
No. Gil Trithol.
and his Yakety Moog.
Yakety Moog.
So
Holy wow.
fascinating stuff. Like really, that's why I love these compilations they put out. First off, they only put out like 666 of each one of them, so that's
I
super
think
cool.
that's going to be the name of our show, Yakety
Uh,
Moog.
wow.
Anyway, it's really unfortunately they don't usually put these out on. You can find the playlist, and then you can usually piece together the songs on YouTube. But they don't put them out on any of the music services or whatever. So
Right.
anyway, so I would recommend checking out some of that stuff. The name of it's called Nashville Gold, Hayseed Delirium from the Boob Tube Golden Age, 1956 to 1975 is the name of the compilation. And those are my things.
Excellent.
And we're gonna go see. I don't give a fuck. Everybody's so mad at Marvel right now, but we're gonna go see the Marvels tomorrow before my surgery tomorrow night. So, and I'm
Yay!
sure I will
Good.
love it. We actually watched. We're almost done with rewatching Miss Marvel before we go see it because it's just such a good show. So that's on
Should
Disney
probably
Plus, by
watch
the way.
that.
Miss Marvel.
It is? Okay.
Yeah, it's real cute.
All right.
I can see why boys didn't like it, the incels, but it's really cute. So anyway, Matt.
Yeah, so I just had a couple real quick. This weekend we watched Pain Hustlers on Netflix. Have you guys seen this? It's
I
Emily.
No, I haven't
Yeah,
seen it,
I've
but
not seen it.
I've read about it.
You're aware of its
I'm aware of it.
existence,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is yes. So it's Emily Blunt, Chris Evans, and most importantly, Catherine O'Hara, which I just love and everything she does.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Really good film about a sort of struggling young woman who starts to sell drugs, and it's kind of one of those sort of. There have been several of these. The Michael Keaton one was excellent, where it was I'm forgetting what
Dope Sick.
the pharmaceutical company was called. But
Yeah, I think it
this
was
is a
called Dope
similar,
Sick.
yeah, Dope Sick, Dope Sick. Very similar kind of story, but it takes place it's like a much smaller scale company that just had this drug that was basically like like sniff fentanyl. Like it was just like
Ooh.
Ooh.
sniff fentanyl, which who wouldn't like
Yeah,
that?
who wouldn't love that? Yeah.
And just kind of the trials and tribulations. Really good, very funny. So highly recommend that. This one I cannot attest to its quality, but I can only be hopeful, and that is Good Burger 2, which I don't know. God damn it! Like
I like the
sometimes
movie
I say,
poster.
yeah, sometimes the world seems like a simulation, and this is just further proof that the world is just a giant simulation. We got Good Burger 2, and both Keenan Thompson and Kel Mitchell are back
Love it.
I think the original was from like 98 or something like that, late 90s.
Whoa.
It's been a long time. Yeah, it's been a long time. So I'm glad that they were able to piece this burger back together.
I did
Paramount
want.
Plus. Go ahead.
I just wanted to point this out because I just saw this right before.
What's the synopsis
Press
of
time.
the Gerb Burger
Just before
2?
press time, right before we went live. Arby's has a new meal inspired by Good Burger 2 ahead of the movie's release. So they
That
actually
is that
Oh,
is
shit, Smith.
they're
that
releasing
is fascinating and appropriate news, Tyson.
a.
So thank you.
And it looks like it comes with a strawberry shake, fries, and a burger, which you usually don't get at
Oh,
Arby's.
Wow.
So
Good on Arby's.
yeah.
Wow. Good on
They're
Arby's.
just
Yeah.
full of that roast beef action.
I
That's
know,
awesome.
but
Good for them.
wow. So anyway, yeah, Good
I
Burger
have to check
2.
that out.
I've
All
never
right.
seen the first
coming out,
movie. Is it good?
No, but that's not really.
That's not the point, right? Yeah, I got it. I got it.
No, it's nostalgia, Tyson. It's just,
Yeah. No, I got it. That's it.
yeah. But anyway, it comes out on the 22nd, so
Okay.
there's a damn good chance you're going to wind up watching this over the holiday. I'm just saying. Somebody in your, if you hang out with decent people, one of those people will be like, we should maybe check out
We
Good
should put
Burger.
this on. Why not?
And you will
Yeah.
be like, yeah, we should probably do that. So anyway, happy holidays for everyone. And because we probably will not do a Thanksgiving episode more than likely, so it probably will be.
I don't think so. With Tyson's surgery, like he's gonna be out
I mean,
Yeah.
for the rest of the month.
if they give me enough pain pills and you guys are willing to deal with it, we could try it. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Absolutely. We've done it before. We'll
That's
do
true,
it
we
again.
Before, you know what's funny about that, Tice?
Yeah.
Megan Solomon watched that episode of you hopped up on pills.
I'm
Dude,
sure.
she was Snapchatting me. She was like, Dee, did you and Smith know how high he was? I was like, we had a pretty good feeling.
I mean, I told you guys before we started what was going on.
She loved it. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah,
That was a
right.
classic. I was like, damn, you're
Absolutely.
doing a deep dive. Yeah.
All right, absolutely. See, we'll see everybody.
Okay, I guess we'll
next
see
week.
you in a week or so. All right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. That's going down.
But no, I think those were my plugs for the week.
Those are those are good.
That's it.
Those
That's
are
it.
good. I've got quite a few. I'm just gonna roll through these real quick. There is a new podcast on the platforms. It's called Say More with Dr. Sheila, aka Amy Poehler. For
hey.
anyone who has gone to therapy, it's fucking hilarious. Like she just plays the quintessential like New York therapist to like the T. I loved it. The latest episode is called Analysis Paralysis, and it's got Tina Fey, Rachel Dratch, Paula Pell, and her partner in it.
I'm already watching it.
And the way that they do it, and it's all improvised. Every episode is obviously improvised, but it like I'm talking gold. I laughed my ass off. I've actually listened to that one twice. And for people who don't know Paula Pell, like she's one of the best writers SNL ever had. So and she's very good friends with them. Yeah. Fucking hilarious. And then I finally saw Bottoms. It is as great as you guys have said. It's fucking bonkers, and I cannot wait to watch it again. It's so good. And the soundtrack is very good too.
I just finally put together the data that girl, the black girl in that show, is from The Bear. I didn't even put it together.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
She's fantastic. Yeah, she's in a lot. She's in that movie Theater Camp too, which I haven't seen yet, but I've heard good things. Amy Sedaris, I think, is in that too, so I should probably get on that. And then there's a new album out by Kevin Drew from Broken Social Scene, and it's called Aging. It's a little depressing, but I do love him. And there's a song on it called Awful Lightning, and it's just beautiful. The piano in it's awesome. Anyway, check it out if you're into that. And then there's a new show on Smith's favorite streaming service, Apple Plus, called Lessons in Chemistry.
I can't quit you. I'm trying, but I can't quit you.
I'm telling you though, dude, I think you would like this show a lot. It's called Lessons in Chemistry with Brie Larson.
So Kathy started it and said it was excellent. So yeah, I think I'm
so
going to watch
good.
it.
And I put it off for a while because I was like, oh, they're just trying to rip off Julia because like it's similar premise, but it's very different actually. And Brie Larson's really good in it. Highly recommend that. I feel like Beth would like that too, Tice, by the
Yeah,
way.
I actually think.
Like the science and food thing coming together, like, yeah, I think she would really like it.
What the fuck just
Um,
happened? My,
I don't know.
but
How do
we're
those balloons happen?
just
They're
just
just
okay.
balloons.
what
I
happened?
noticed this a couple episodes ago. If I move my fingers sometimes, the balloons and like other stuff will happen.
Yeah,
Maybe
that
I
is
can get some confetti.
fucking
It's
weird.
the weirdest
You
thing.
did a
Yeah,
thumbs
let's
up
all move.
earlier, and it popped up as a thumbs up, and I was like, "What is that?"
I
Oh,
don't
you got
know.
some.
I
Yeah,
guess
it
I
doesn't
can't
work
do
for
it
me.
twice. What if
Yeah.
I wave?
Woo.
Give the people what they want, Zencaster. Um,
What if I sing "Funny Girl"? What happens? It keeps appearing all over my face.
if I could turn into Barbara Streisand, I'd be into it. And then I saw a movie called Past Lives, and it stars Greta Lee and TOU, and it's written and directed by Celine Yu, and it's fucking brilliant. It's so good. A24, like they're just the best in terms of production companies. The storytelling, the acting, the directing. It's just a beautiful story about childhood friends who reconnect, and you don't know if like I don't know. I don't want to give too much away, but it's all about love and the power of connection, and I'm fucking into it because I'm
What was
a
it? What was it
hopeless
on? What was
romantic.
the name? What was the name of it
It's
again?
called Past Lives, and
Okay.
you can rent it or you can rip it off of
Someplace.
the
Wait till
dark net.
Tyson
Yeah,
steals it
yeah,
from the internet.
yeah. You
Makes
can
it
steal it.
available to the public.
Yeah, it's available. It's out there. And then Jonas and I, as part of our anniversary weekend, we went and saw a new movie in the theater called The Holdovers with Paul Giamatti.
Oh,
And
that looked kind of fun.
it is fucking great, you guys. It's one of my favorite movies of the year. It's probably my favorite movie of the year, and it's one of my favorite
Oh.
movies of all time. And it's directed by Alexander Payne, who did Nebraska. He did Sideways, also with Giamatti.
Oh, okay, sure.
The support, like the cast in it, is fucking phenomenal. It's got Smith. Wait, both of you guys watched Only Murders in the Building, right?
Mhm.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So the woman who plays like the chief of police or whatever, what's her name? Divine Joy Randolph.
Yeah.
Yep.
She's in this and she is fucking phenomenal. And also the kid in it, Dominic Sessa. Like everybody in it is fucking great. The story's awesome. If Giamatti doesn't get an Oscar for this, I'm gonna fucking protest. It's so good. I loved it.
I saw the preview for that before some movie. It's very much like this was shot in the 70s. The poster looks like it's from
Yep.
the 70s.
Oh, it's totally the
Everybody's
70s. Yeah.
That's like the
Yep.
whole thing, and it actually, I mean, it looks great. You know, it's like a classic kind of whatever. I will just say, they shout out to Nebraska. Great movie. People don't talk about it.
Really was.
They don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
It
Really-
is so
it just
good.
occurred to me that like Sideways is like 20 years old now, or
Yeah.
very close to that, which is
I had
Is it
a-
20 years.
I
Oh
think
my
it's
God.
been a long time.
I
It's
had it on
2005 maybe.
I had it on VHS because it was on sale, and I was like,
No
"That's a great
shit.
movie." I had it for like, I bought it for $3 because it's a great movie. You know. Well,
Yeah,
is a great
2000,
movie.
2004. Yep, we're gonna be dead
Oh,
soon, folks.
shit.
Sorry. That's just another illustration of that fact. Yeah, 20 years ago. That was the early 2000s. There was like that big boon of like a really good sort of
Really good
Oscar
indie
quality film.
movies. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, No
Um,
Country. Yeah, that's I kind of remember all that together.
No country.
Actually, talking about Nebraska made me think about something I want to do with you guys in Kansas City. Thunder Gong. Have
Oh,
you
yeah,
heard
yeah.
of that? That
Oh,
show
yeah,
that
that's a huge-
Sudeikis
that's a
puts
huge-
on?
It's a huge deal here every year.
Tyson, you gotta let Smith and I know about this.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
here's the
dude.
weird
Like,
thing.
tell the people what it is.
Okay, well, Thundergon is something Jason Sudeikis does every year, and every year he gets a bunch of his buddies. So usually that means
Will Forte.
Will Forte, usually what's his nuts from Portlandia, Fred Armisen.
Fred Armisen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of times Hader will show up, and
Yeah,
then
I did see Bill Hader a couple years ago.
and then and then like he knows Dave Grohl, and he knows all these people, like
Mhm.
so they come and they do this show. It's part comedy, part music, and then it kind of blends. So the comedians perform with the bands, and they do
Yep.
stuff. It's really fun. Here's a couple of things that kind of suck about it. One, standing room only, no seats.
What?
So that kind of sucks. Two,
All right.
exceedingly expensive.
Let's still go.
But yeah,
Oh,
but
How much?
a lot. So, but if you guys, because it's for charity, so like
I would pay that.
it's a high ticket price, but it is. We've been talking about going for years, so maybe next year. It's always in November or
Let's fucking go. It looks like a blast.
oh,
Like it
yeah, and they
I
take over.
mean, they just have so much fun on stage and the band was really good.
When Matt was in town, when we saw the new pornographers, I made him listen to the local radio station, the
just excellent,
yeah,
excellent, excellent, excellent.
90.9 The Bridge. And they take over. Sudeikis comes over with his buddies, and they take over for like 8 hours. The day,
Shut up.
the day of the show. So they
Oh my
start with the
Oh
god.
radio show,
wow,
and then they do the show. So yeah, it's always a good time. Like always
yeah,
a good time. If
yeah.
you go
Which
to,
that was like, yeah, that radio station's kind of an amazing story in its own right. It was a
it is
listener funded radio station, which I think is like the coolest thing ever. Like that's so awesome. So,
90.9 The Bridge, you can actually go. I'm sure you can go and find old Thundergong radio performances from previous years. You know,
wow.
they
I'm
don't
going to.
they don't broadcast the show, but I'm sure they have the old broadcast that they did. So, and then
I've just been on like a TikTok rabbit hole the past like 24 hours of just watching like all of the bits that they did. They did this one because like Sudeikis and Forte, their whole thing has been that Lady Gaga song from Star is Born,
yeah,
where she like does a oh, and like Will Forte sings that song and they sing it to each other. And it's the funniest fucking thing. But Hannah, what is her butt from Ted Lasso, the tall blonde?
yeah, the blonde, yeah, Hannah. She's on Krapopolis. What's her
So
name? Hannah Gatsby. Is that right? Gatsby.
no, it's I'll think of it, but we're on the right track. She comes out on stage, she puts her hand over Forte's face and pushes him away, and then she just blasts out this amazing voice. I had no idea the woman
She's
could sing. She's
she's
fucking
a
phenomenal.
she was an opera singer. The
Okay, well, I'm an idiot.
no,
Wow.
I mean, I
Okay.
didn't know. I mean, Beth looked it up. I mean, we were watching. I mean, we watched
Oh,
every
but I
episode.
was just like, I hope you come back. I would love to see this next year. And then she shaved what's his face's beard on stage for charity. Also from Ted Lasso. Coach Beard,
Oh, Coach Beard.
whatever his name is. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I
It
mean,
was great. It
it's
just looks
always
like a fun time.
it's so weird because it's like you have to be in the know. You can only buy tickets through that 909 The Bridge, as far as I know.
No shit.
Yeah, so
All
you have to
right.
just kind of be aware of it. But I will be on the lookout. We'll buy
I'm
tickets next
making a
year.
note
I'll
to
buy
stay
tickets
on
next
top
year.
of that.
Next
Yeah.
year.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah,
go.
yeah.
It'll be
Yeah,
fun.
that would be super fun. That's it. I
Kelly's
think
been doing.
we've
So
Oh yeah?
yeah,
Oh, okay. I'm
that's
gonna
how
have
I
to
found
pick.
about the standing room only thing.
I'm jealous. It sounds like so much fun. I think we would have a blast. And
Oh,
I
I know.
think, maybe we could hang out. That's my dream. This is where I become, just the cancer lady who's like living in my fantasies of what could happen after the show. We'll become best friends with Sudeikis. He'll plug our podcast. We'll finally blow up.
Probably
And
he'll
maybe
just
get sued.
join. He may just join the podcast.
I
I
would I
have
would
to
be down
imagine.
for that.
I would have to.
I feel like we would have a
Let's leave
great
an
time.
audio cassette for him of our best work, and
Yeah.
he'll be like, God damn
Audio
it!
cassette.
What have I been doing?
We'll just
Fucking
buy
Apple TV.
we'll just buy
Yeah.
him a Walkman too. We'd be like, here's the cassette. Here's something to listen to.
Oh, I
Oh, it's a
love it.
novel. I like that. I do
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, we'll just like slip him a Walkman.
Oh, that reminds me of when I was, in college and American Hi-Fi was shooting that music video and we were talking to the producers like while they were shooting it about like, do you just have people coming up to you like forcing their shitty bands on you constantly? And it was one of the funniest things ever. One of them reached into their pocket, pulled out 3 CDs. People in Haze
Oh,
that day.
I don't doubt that at all. Oh
No,
yeah.
they don't.
I
Oh,
laughed
yeah.
so hard. I was like, you poor people. And they're like, this
Enough.
happens all the time. I'm like,
Enough.
fuck that. Nope.
Oh,
It's like, are you going to
yeah.
listen to any of that? They're
I
like,
know.
not from here.
I probably knew like 2 of the 3 bands too. Just
Probably.
Yeah, so.
I would have been one of the bands, so I can't say.
My God.
I mean, they did play, what was it? September Jam. That's how they like came across Hayes and that whole thing started.
Now, I don't
So,
know.
yeah.
This is kind of late. I wasn't going to mention this, but no, why not? Wild West Fest this year. Quiet Riot
What?
coming. Wild West Fest. Yeah.
Oh,
All
Quiet
right,
Riot,
we got to
baby.
go.
That's
Oh,
what
yeah.
I thought.
We got to
I
go.
have not ever been sort of intrigued by the Wild West Best lineup, but Quiet Riot,
I
Come On
just
Feel
had,
the Noise. Yeah, I'm kind of
I,
excited.
That sealed the deal.
I just
All
had
right.
Yeah,
this,
I'm down.
I just had this vision of like the mayor of Hayes, like when he's introducing me, he's like fucking Roddy Dangerfield. We're all gonna get laid. You know, Quiet Riot starts playing. Like, sorry, yeah, no, you know
That
what?
would be awesome.
I would do that. Yeah, I'd go
Oh
see
yeah.
Yeah.
Quiet Riot. Come
Oh,
on,
it's just
feel the
Right.
noise.
oh yeah,
And they spell
beer
it.
drop dripping down my chin. Oh fuck yeah, that's
Yeah.
a good time, baby. That's the 4th of July,
You
worth
know,
celebrating.
I'm gonna get some 6-packs for that. I mean, real 6-packs. You know. Yeah. All right. Okay.
Might have
Yeah.
to get a funnel cake. All right.
Oh,
Well,
delicious.
I'm gonna.
Are we out?
I'm
Are we
gonna.
done?
I think we're out. I think
Yeah.
we're done.
All
Okay.
right.
Well,
Guys,
hey, good
always a
show.
pleasure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
great
good
show.
show. Tice, good luck with your
Absolutely.
surgery. I hope
Cheers.
the redo is better than the fucking first time, or if they get their shit together.
I will leak you guys. Obviously, I'll keep you. And if you want to share some of the updates with the listening audience, you feel free. I won't be
No,
able.
and if you're as soon as you're feeling coherent enough to do this again, well, my God, let's do it because it was
Okay.
fun as shit last time. So
It was super fun last time. We didn't know what was coming at us.
we
When it was
did not.
coming at us.
Oh,
I
No.
have to fucking listen to that episode. I do not remember that at all. I
You
don't.
I was like legit. I think I was messaging Smith on the side, like, are we gonna get in trouble for this?
I'm pretty sure that's the only episode I fully re-listened to after we recorded it because I was like, did that shit really go down the way I recorded?
No.
I mean, it wasn't outlandish, but it was subtle, but it was
bad.
present.
It's
Oh,
like
yeah, it
like
was
20 episodes behind, so I'm just
It
wondering.
was
like,
your train of thought, Tice. You were
Absolutely.
just, I mean, wow, ping ponging.
Okay, well, that's peak Tyson if you can get it.
That's
on
all
there.
right. That's all right.
Yeah, we loved it. I
Absolutely,
mean, the fans
absolutely.
loved it too, apparently.
We'll do it again.
So we'll do it again. Yeah.
For the
Okay.
holiday season.
All right, well,
Yes.
we'll look for us shortly after Thanksgiving.
All right. Always a
Very
pleasure.
good.
Bye,
All right.
guys.
Bye,
Bye,
guys.
guys. 3 left.
Oh, make them count.
Make 'em rain, baby.
Oh my God. I can smell the soup that we're going to have here soon. I'm so excited. I've been hungry this whole episode.
Yeah, you.